Right. Let's get into this. So we're gonna be playing an Arclight Phoenix Lust, graciously provided to the members of the Arclight Phoenix Discord server by Shell um, uh, on Discord. If you want to check out that Discord server, I could definitely provide an invite. I'm gonna see if I can do that. I'll talk with them to see if I can do that in the this video. Um, so this list or these cards were graciously provided us to by our new sponsor, Mana Traders. They're a really good renting and just general or Magic Online service where you can buy and sell event tickets, but their flagship thing is their rental program, which is really good. For a certain fee a month, you're able to rent all cards under a certain ticket limit, and then you can't use them. Okay. Hi Ryan, are you gonna get in VC? Um, and then you can't use them. Okay, no, that's fine. You can't use them too much. There's a too sleek brackety. But you can't. Okay, let me finish the ad, and then I can respond to chat a little bit more. So you can't actually use them too much. There's like a mana hour system. You generally don't have to worry about that as long as you return your deck after you're done with the league. You should be fine as long as you do your league in one sitting. You should also be fine, but it removes the gamification elements of uh, card games like these, which I absolutely despise. Stuff like Magic Arena, it feels like they're trying to make a game out of the monetization, which isn't that cool. It feels really manipulative to me, and Mana Traders provides a way where you can just pay a certain fee every month, and then you get to play your game, which is probably how it should be. So they allow this game to be like that. Anyway, onto the deck tech. The entire deck is built around my favorite card in the game ever, Arclight Phoenix. So this is a very well-known 3/2 for 4 with flying and haste. Talking about your cool sponsor, I am. But so and oh, I actually forgot. So in the description of the Twitch channel, let me pull this up. Give me a second. Here it is. Yeah, I am making it big. So I actually have this thing in the bottom. So if you use this referral link here, which hopefully works, it does. And you use Kai, which is CAI, which is my Magic Online name. If you use that code, you can get 20% off your first month, which is really nice. Anyway, back to the deck tech. So Arclight Phoenix is a flying and haste 4-drop. If you, at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you cast 3 or more instant or sorcery spells this turn, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it's a 3/2. So this is really good if you can actually find a way to efficiently put it in the graveyard, and then also and can cast enough spells to get it back. So we definitely do that. So a few of the ways that we're going to are with cheap cantrips. So we have Opt. What's up, Ace? We're playing IZZET Phoenix. So actually, Crash Through is not a cantrip. So we're going to focus on the actual cheap cantrips. So we have Opt and Crash Through. So these give some kind of minor effect and then let you draw a card. Generally, it's mostly just to get the instant and sorcery count up enough, which is really nice. It helps you bring those Phoenixes back. It's going pretty good, Ace, especially because I got a sponsor and can play my favorite deck on Magic Online. It's pretty good. And then we also want to look at the few ways that we're going to get cards in the graveyard. So one of which is Tome Scour, and then we also have Lightning Axe in the 1-drop slot. This is an extremely powerful removal spell, especially if you're using it in combination like Arclight Phoenix. It's fine to Axe pitching something else some of the time, but generally you're going to want to be using the Phoenix for it. Tome Scour lets you mill yourself and also get an instant or sorcery cast that turn. So this is really powerful, especially with one of the engine pieces of this deck that I'm going to talk about more later, Finalia Promise. It also helps you cast Treasure Cruise more easily, which is a very fair and balanced Magic card. And then, similar to that, there's Strategic Planning. This kind of combines the Graveyard element and the cantrip. It's perfect for this deck. That's why we're running 4, even though it's a 2-drop. It lets you look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest in your graveyard. This enables some really broken things. There was this one guy, or this one time I was at IQ, I was playing for top 16. I always love to tell this story because it just shows off how powerful. You can make a mana traders command? Yeah, go ahead. It really just shows off how powerful strategic planning is. So turn 1 land go, turn 2 strategic planning. I was shown like Lightning Axe, Arclight Phoenix, land. I take the Lightning Axe. And then turn 3, I have an Arclight Phoenix already in hand. And remember that there's one in the graveyard. You could probably see where this is going. I Lightning Axe one of his creatures. I cast a pitching an Arclight Phoenix, of course, and then cast a cantrip and Wild Slashed his face, which brought back 2 Arclight Phoenixes on turn 3, which is a 6 hasty power and flying power. Really early. That's the kind of thing that strategic planning enables, although that's more toward the top end. It still sets up really good things. Powers Treasure Curse, powers Finale of Promise. It's an amazing card. Then, more removal. We have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. Because there's this entire element of this specific build of the deck, running Tome Scour and for strategic planning, of putting cards into the graveyard. We're going to leverage those cards in the graveyard. This is going to deal damage to a creature or planeswalker. This is really important because Blue-White Control is taking our eyes again, and we can zap through Teferis. And then it also exiles the creature. This card's really good. It's an instant. It's only 1 in a red. And it, combined with Lightning Axe, gives this deck the removal that it needs to. Now, one of our modal spells that is able to provide a lot of different things is IZZET Charm. Almost always we're using the 3rd mode, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. It's not a cantrip because it actually leaves us -1 in card advantage, but it can help us pitch unnecessary cards in Arclight Phoenix. It's worse Faithless Looting, which isn't that bad. Its first ability is able to counter a non-creature spell unless it's controller phase 2. We're generally not using that much, nor are we using its 2nd mode to damage to target creature, but they're really nice to have, especially on an instant. It's able to do a bad impression of Shock and Spell Pierce. And honestly, a card that is able to do a bad impression of Spell Pierce, Shock, and Faithless Looting is by no means a bad card. Now, engine cards. These are pretty important. We have Treasure Curse, which, as said earlier, is a very fair, very balanced Magic card. With the amount of cards that we're putting into the graveyard, a good amount of them are going to be useless, and even if they aren't, delving away our entire graveyard to draw 3 cards for 1 mana is not bad at all. It leaves us +2 in card advantage for 1 mana. I don't have to explain why Treasure Curse is a good card, yet I'm trying to anyway. And now we have, as another engine card, we have Finale of Promise, which is really powerful, especially in a deck that's running this many 1-drops, and as many sorceries as we are. So usually as Phoenix builds are focused on like having a lot of instant speed things, but we have like Crash Through, and then this combined with Opt and Lightning Axe, and then we also have Tome Scour as another sorcery. Strategic Planning is a sorcery, but IZZET Charm's an instant. We have a really good split, which allows us to really break Finale of Promise. And the best thing about Finale of Promise is that it counts as a spell along with the 2 spells you cast for free, which means if you cast Finale of Promise and get the benefit off of it and do nothing else that turn, you are still always bringing back all of the Arclight Phoenixes in your graveyard. Now, this deck probably wouldn't be good enough if it didn't have any threats other than Arclight Phoenix, but it definitely does. So Thing in the Ice is our preferred threat almost all of the time. If this flips, you are generally not going to lose that game unless it's like instantly removed, but still. This is an 0-4 that very quickly turns into a 7-8 that Cyclonic Rifts all of the opponent's creatures, unless they're horrors, but that's not exactly a common creature type. So this card's really good. If it gets removed before it flips, it's not very good. It's really, really good against aggro, like really good against aggro, because if it flips, even if they remove it, they're generally not going to win that game. Thing in the Ice is really good, but with Fatal Push in the format, it's slightly less good. Still good. And then we also have the new M21 printing of Stormwing Entity. So this card has a lot going on, but it's a flying prowess creature for effectively 2, except we can't cast it on 2, because at base it's a 3 blue, and it will cost 2 and a blue less if you cast an instant sorcery spell this turn. It's like on turn 3, we can go one of our 1 mana spells, and then cast Stormwing Entity, which is a 3/3 with prize that scries 2 on ETB, which is generally worth 1 card. This card's really good. Again, I shouldn't have to explain it past that. And then we have Crackling Drake. This is my one of fun of. Other people will run things like Ox of Agonis, which is in the sideboard for us. But I really like this card. Even if it dies right after you play it, it's already cantripped. And if it doesn't die after you play it, it's swinging in for a lot in this deck, especially because it counts cards that you own in exile. Thanks to the command ace. So this counts all of the cards that you delved away with Treasure Cruise, all of the spells that you've already cast with an Ally of Promise. If an opponent exiles your graveyard for any reason, Crackling Drake still works. It's really powerful. And I also prefer it over things like Brazen Borrower in a deck that's running Tome Scour and this heavy engine. And in the sideboard, we have some more controlling blue cards like Aether Gust, Disdainful Stroke, and Mystical Dispute. Mystical Dispute helps us fight control. Generally, we're actually casting those on our turn, so we try to cast a Sorcery Speed Treasure Cruise, and they tap out for a counterspell against it. Well, we're going to use Mystical Dispute, and the benefit of using Mystical Dispute specifically on your turn to fight counter magic is that it counts toward Arclight Phoenix. It counts, of course, Arclight Thing in the Ice is going to count anyway, but the main thing is that it counts for Arclight Phoenix. Or if you're planning to do something like, actually, I was going to say, like, if you do, like, Treasure Cruise, Storming Entity, but you've already cast Treasure Cruise, so you can always cast Storming Entity. So generally, the biggest upside to doing that is when a Phoenix is already in the graveyard. Either way, Disdainful Stroke is for anything, or like against any deck that is running a high amount of CMC form or greater. Generally, we're not wanting to run 3-mana counter spells for any reason. The only reason we're doing these is because it's generally not one of those. But Disdainful Stroke is a really powerful 2-mana counter that if you can make only semi-unconditional, it's pretty good. That probably doesn't make sense, but whatever. Aether Gust is a really good tempo play against, oh, sorry. Oh, no, I selected it correctly then. Against any red or green decks, it helps us slow down aggro to the point where we can start deploying blockers so that we can dirtle for a little bit, get an Arclight Phoenix on the board, and then start recurring it. I'm actually not certain why Ox of Agonis is in the sideboard. I think it's more for grindy matchups, and for that, it works really well. We can mill it with Tome Scour. I mainboarded this, but again, I'm pulling this list from somebody else, and it doesn't really seem like there's enough sideboard, there's enough slots in here to fit one of these. Anger of the Gods is a good sweeper against aggro. While it does exile our birds, we're generally just going to cast it before we bring back our birds, because we can cast this like during our first main phase and then have it as a spell that counts. Saheeli Slime Artificer is usually something that you're going to use against control, as with the Royal Scions. It's just another Axis that we can fight on, that of Planeswalkers, to help us beat other decks. So that's deck tech. We're going to go ahead and go into a league. Pioneer League, Ice Wing. Okay. Let's go ahead and play our first match. Can look at chat more now that the deck tech's over. Yeah. Match. Okay, cool. So, I should probably brush up on the Pioneer meta at least a little bit. But looks like the match is already starting. Looks like top decks are like Nibtolite, Spirits, Mono Green, Mono Black, Sultai, Nionetta, that's gross, and Zorius Control is also there. We have good matchups against a good amount of these, so feeling at least somewhat confident. We're gonna be on the draw. We have one cantrip, and we're on the draw. I'm gonna be inclined to keep this, so we can go turn 1 Crash Throw off of a Spirabluff Canal. If there's a land in the top 1, 2, 3, we're fine. Odds are there is, so let's keep. Opponent's on a mulligan to 6. Generally, that's not actually going to give us that much information. Okay. If it's aggro, we're going to be kind of screwed, but they start off with an island. Okay, so this is aggro, it's Spirits. Fairly obvious, so I think our game plan is going to be centered around Thing in the Ice. While Spirits does run Brazen Borrower, we don't have to be, or we do actually have to be pretty scared about it, but we kind of have to play it regardless, because the upside on it is so big, and the chance that they have a Brazen Borrower is relatively small. So, especially when they're on a mulligan, and they were blindly keeping, and usually Spirits doesn't want to blindly keep something like that. They slap a Curious Obsession on the Wander. Interesting. So they hit us for 2, and they're gonna draw a card. They didn't have another land drop, which is good for us, although chances are they are going to hit it, and they did. Or they just didn't want to play another land. I don't know. So this is at the very least Azorius Spirits. Can be more than that, though. Sulfur Falls is a pretty awkward draw at this point. That's not really that big of a deal. I think we're just going to deploy our thing in the ice and pass the turn. I think there's anything else we can really do here that's all that constructive. Let me pass the turn. This might be the deck that I actually know the most about that I'm gonna play in stream. This was my first Magic deck, my first like real competitive one. It was when Pioneer started. I remember doing this. I had like Baral in it. It wasn't good, but it was a Magic deck, and it was mine. I was really proud of all the wins that I got with it, even if they were a little bit few and far between. All right. Watcher of the Spirits. Interesting. It might be flying tribal and not actually spirits. Treasure Curse. Interesting. So Blitz of the Thunder Raptor is not online yet, but we can make it online. I think we're gonna strategic planning. Add blue, add red. Brick Spirits. We got a thing in the ice on the board. We don't have to be worried about spirits. It's gonna flip and everything's gonna be amazing. We're generally going to want a... Steam Vents is pretty good here. Yeah. So Steam Vents... Do we put it in tapped or do we Tome Scour? Because next turn... The fact that we don't have any discard makes me want to put it in untapped and just play Tome Scour. I want to make the most out of our mana. So yeah, let's take Steam Vents. Let's play it. We will shock it in, and we will Tome Scour ourselves. That'll trigger thing in the ice. Let's always yield. And then we'll mill 5. Let's see what we get. That seems pretty good. So definitely turns on Blitz of the Thunder after. We don't have to worry about that. Killing the spirit with the Curious Obsession? We couldn't. We had no 1-mana spells in hand, as at least I was pretty certain we didn't. So that's going to be something that we definitely have to kill. Hopefully they don't have a Brazen Bar or a bounce. That would definitely suck. They're going to be dishing out a lot of damage right now, but this thing in the ice flip should help us. Again, assuming they don't have a bounce. I definitely would have killed the Mausoleum Wanderer if possible, but I didn't think it was. Alright, this is going to knock us down to 7. And the draw card. I do want to check. Is Spirits... They aren't playing Brazen Bar in their main board, at least for the most part. Self-mill with that 1-mana card and try to blitz it. Oh, yeah, that would have worked. So, no, it actually wouldn't have. We had Sulfur Falls in hand, and we got Steam Vents off of strategic planning. I would have definitely agreed with you if I had the mana, but our board state at that moment was Spiral Bluff Canal with the Sulfur Falls in hand. So we wouldn't have had the mana. Alright. Now, I don't think we have to use Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. We should probably just keep it up if possible. So let's start off with an opt. We'll scry 1 and draw. I don't have any anything to actually discard that yet, so we're gonna bottom it, and then we will Treasure Cruise. Let's see. So we have both of our Finale of Promises in the graveyard, and this is specifically in the so that's specifically instants and sorceries in the graveyard. So we're gonna do this. And then we have to still delve away some of these. And that one too. Alright. You're the irresponsible mod. I think you're plenty responsible, Ryan. You're great. We love you. So they counter it. I think we're just fine with that. We still bounce their board. And we still have an Awoken Horror. I mean, I'm not saying the downside here. We'll Shivan Wraith and then attack them for 7. Yeah, I have a Discord. What are you gonna do on it? Are you gonna bother me on it? Crap. I'm assuming Ozapag, you're from the Phoenix Friends Discord. Are you gonna... Oh. Who are you on it? Is it Kazu here to bother me? And... Oh no. Oh no no no. Oh, sounds like somebody just joined the Discord. Or, no, my phone just buzzed for another reason. Oh, Lemon Lyman. Okay, cool. So I think we're going to be inclined to blitz that if it attacks. Well, yeah, I have to do that because if you're bugging me, then that's not cool. Okay, they're stacking Curious Obsessions on the Spectral Sailor, and they are not keeping blue mana up to counter anything. Let's... This card's pretty good. I don't think Force will exist in this format, so I'm feeling pretty good. And now we can safely Treasure Cruise and delve away a ton. Alright, cool, we win. Promise not to bug people. I trust you, Lyman. It's all these others that I don't. Anger is probably good. None of these are probably that good. Play birds, you look at rocks, you hang out with your animals. I can relate to that pretty hard. I like that. What do we want on bottom? Or no, what do we want to take out? Yo, thank you, Ace. That's a ton of subs. Wow. Ace is so nice. Oh no. Yeah. No. Ryan has sub now. Oh crap. Oh. I got another notification. I should focus on sideboarding. Now they're gonna be able to make me drink water even more. This sucks. I got money, but the link was dead? Oh dang, that sucks. Oh, it's gonna keep going for all the subs. Okay, I need to focus on this. Let's see. Yeah, you didn't mean to. Okay, Kappa. Blitz is good. Thing in the Ice is good. It's really dirtly stuff that's really bad. So I think IZZET Charm is probably bad, so let's take out 2 of those. Removal is really nice against them. I think I can take out like a Tome Cigar and a Strategic Planning. And then maybe a Treasure Cruise, since we're generally playing those later in the game when we focus less on card advantage at this point. And I think 4 Mystical Disputes is overkill against Spirits. I think this is about right. Let's try this out. Let me fix that link. I think I was fiddling around with it earlier, so that may be why it's dead. So let's expire never, generate a new link, let's copy, and we can look at this later. I need to actually fix my Discord before... Oh dang. Let's see. I can thank whoever just followed. Oh, thanks, Valaman. Let's see. Alright. Alright, thank you. Let's see. Oh, thanks for the follow, Drowning Fist 11. So we're gonna keep these. Just, it has 2 Arclight Phoenixes and no discard outlet, which kind of sucks, but the fact that it has an early thing in the ice is what helps it. So no one, turn 1 Mausoleum Wander. That's really good for us. Draw Steam Vents. That's an okay draw. Oh, you got it to work. Nice. They could like flash in Spectral Sailor at this point. Alright, they don't. So they're off to a slower start. Now now if they the Discord link, so you can update the command. I think I just did. I'll focus on it after this game, and I'll fix that. I'll edit it out of the eventual YouTube video. How many Discord outlets are in the deck? Let's see. I think we've taken at least some out. So there's 3 Lightning Axe, 4 IZZET Charm, and that's it. So there's less Discord outlets in this version of the deck, just because there's a more self-mill. We'll strategic planning to avoid playing into a counter spell, because we don't want that thing in the ice to get countered. Yep, that's fine. So we're absolutely right to do that there. And pass the turn. Yeah, Lyman, see if that link works. Or, okay. Updated versions should work fine. Alright, so they play a Supreme Phantom. Generally, they're not going to have a counter spell for a thing in the ice at this point now. That Supreme Phantom isn't cracking in for all that much, so I'm not that worried about it. Mystical Dispute is a pretty nice draw. We're able to play a thing in the ice and then protect it with Mystical Dispute in case they have blue spells, of which their deck is mostly blue. So let's shock in a Steam Fence and play thing in the ice. Alright, nice. Make sure the new one works. Anyway, now that I'm not focusing on a ton of things at once, thanks so much for those gifted subs. That helps a lot. Plus it's to celebrate the occasion. Alright, we're taking 1 in the air. What else do they have? So we could opt here, but I'm actually kind of against that. They, in this case, could like slip in a bounce spell, and I want to just pass the turn. Or pass it back to us, that is. Alright, so let's start off with an opt. Always yield. See what happens. Right, they lofty denial the opt. That's really interesting. You have a job and you realize you had a bunch of money from graduation, so you might as well spend it here. Hey, I'm not complaining. We could mystical dispute this. That would signal that we have 2 mystical disputes in hand, and I actually kind of like just playing this real control-y game. Although I kind of do want to hit my land drop, and I like taking counters off of Thing in the Ice, and we're still able to play the control-y game regardless. So let's actually fight over this. So let's Mystical Dispute, Lofty Denial, and if this gets more counters out of their hand, so that we can use our more important things and protect our threats even better, then that's also absolutely fine. Alright, so we can scry 1 and draw a card. Sulfur Falls isn't the absolute worst. I'm actually just going to top it. There are a lot worse draws than Sulfur Falls at this point. And now we can pass the turn. Because just getting to like 5 lands and then like hard casting our Arclight Phoenix, and then using it to either block or attack. Mana Confluence, it's really interesting. Is this Bant Spirits then? Watcher of the Spheres. I don't think we're that worried about that. I think we're more worried about protecting our thing in the ice so that it can flip. Right, the opponent cracks in for 1. Again, we're just not upset about that at all. Anger of the Gods. I mean, seems pretty good right here. Yeah, let's do that before we start getting our Arclight Phoenixes out. And if they try to counter it, we Mystical Dispute back, and that flips our thing in the ice. So it's a win-win situation for us. Now we're in an absolutely amazing spot, and they're in an absolutely terrible one. All that could really save them here is Collected Company. I say that, and they're probably going to cast it. We win the match, and we can go on to match 2. IZZET Phoenix? I'm so psyched. This deck might actually be good again. All this waking that we've done in the Discord has helped so much too. Coco on Arena. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely loving the new art too. It looks sick. Let me pull this up. Let's join this match. Like, this just looks sick, right? Yeah, it's from Almond Cat, so this is what it's gonna look like in game. I love this. It doesn't look like a grain card, but I don't really care. We will definitely be on the play. Against Imperia 9. Oh yeah, this is a solid keep. It's a very aggressive hand, but I'm not really all that upset about that. Against Lurisburn. Interesting. Better 5-0 this leg. I'll try my best. So, I think we're going to be on kind of the Steam vents tapped. You pulled a Coco a month or so after you started playing. You left it unsleeved for a year. Oh no! It's gonna break Historic? I don't think it's gonna be that bad. Although I don't play enough Historic. Oh no, this is Auras. I don't think this is a good matchup, unless we can get this thing in the ice to flip. Which I'm guessing is the theme for a lot of these, because that's what happened last game. You were in 7th grade. Hey, even in 7th grade I knew to... Or was that 7th grade? No, it was like... No, okay, so that was like 8th grade. I knew to slave my budget Modern Elves stack. Ooh, okay, alright. I'm not complaining about another thing in the ice. Let's just cast thing in the ice and pass the turn. It started playing in 7th grade. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when I started. I know it was around 7th or 8th grade, and then I realized I couldn't afford actual Magic, so I stopped. And then I realized that I could afford actual Magic when I had a summer job, and I started playing actual Magic again. And actual Magic is pretty fun, right? When it does some stuff with Hateful Eidolon, we could block this. I think I'm gonna be more inclined to. They could have like a combat trick, and that would suck. But at least it got that Karametra's Blessing out of their hands, and we have another thing in the ice, so it's not that much of a worry. We do need a way to mitigate some of the effects of that Hateful Eidolon, though. ADH is totally actual Magic, as long as you're playing with like actually tuned decks, because mine was not exactly that. Let's mill ourselves, use our mana as much as possible. Got lucky getting into Magic because your older brother was really into it and could build you any deck you wanted. It's really nice when you're able to do that. I know it's not really feasible for a lot of game stores to use the model. They'd have to like increase entry fees, but I'm a really big fan of a lot of those just buy the whole game type things. SRAM. Yikes. They don't have another land though, so it's a little less of a light. Yikes. Your brother's mirrored and block stuff. Ooh, that's pretty old. I'm just a youngin' here. Alright. See what we draw. Opt. That's really interesting. Brought Affinity to kitchen table? No! That's evil. Alright, let's strategic planning and see if we can get a land. Because if we can get an untapped land, then we are able to... You didn't know it was that good? Oh, okay. I'll trust you. Yeah, if we can get an untapped land, we can flip this. And that's an untapped land. We could also take, like, IZZET Charm. But I think it's better to just flip thing in the ice. And we also have a chance to get a Phoenix in the yard off the Stone Scour. So let's see if we can. No Arclight Phoenixes. Or am I just blind? Nope, no Arclight Phoenixes. What's opt? Bounce their whole board. And don't think we want that. That's a pretty good draw. We're kind of at the mercy at the top of our deck now, but it didn't seem like they had a Fatal Push before, so chances are they're not going to have one soon. Of course, I say that, and I'm probably immediately going to get Fatal Pushed. SRAM, that's absolutely fine. Does not look like they found a land either. Now we're at a crossroads here. No, we're not. I was about to say that we could either Izzet Charm the SRAM, but we do need it to put that Arclight Phoenix into the graveyard. Now we just don't care, because we can Blitz SRAM. Let's see. You just thought Frogmite and Mirror Enforcer were fun. Who thinks that those are fun cards? I thought that the fun cards are the ones that had a ton of text on them or that like made a ton of mana. Those are just like vanilla creatures. Whatever, I won't judge. An accidental version of the one person in your playgroup who slowly turns all of his EDH decks into CEDH decks and maintains that they're fair. Oh my god, right. Okay. A big chug just for you. Favorite hoplites. Sure. I think end step, we just wanna Izzet Charm SRAM. That's gonna get, or no, we don't even have to do it end step. Let's just do it now. You quickly swap to Gutter Snipe Izzet staff. Nice, that's when you finally joined us. You're never gonna have any points, you're just gonna use them right away. Well, this is the only thing that they want them for. Alright. I'm happy. Do 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 do. What are we? Let's get out all of our lands first, and then just like 2 random cards. It doesn't really matter. Alright, let's draw 3 cards. That's actually just not that good at all. It would have been just objectively better not to do what we did. Oh no. We'll play a tapped Spiral Up Canal, which is sad. I thought it was gonna be Poggers, but that was not very Poggers. We'll attack with the Awoken Horror. They have a lot that they can do. Oh, but they block with Favored Hoplite. Interesting. It's a nice reminder to stay hydrated. Man, since I stopped drinking soda, I've been drinking so much water. I'm staying hydrated. Don't you worry about me. Alright, what do they got? Is it the final fatal? Oh no, they're putting Lurrus into their hands. Peak magic. Alseid of Life's Bounty. Interesting. Right. We'll draw. Land isn't that good. But I think what we just want to do is play Arclight Phoenix, and then force them to block. Next turn they can actually take advantage of Lurrus. Although, playing Crackling Drake is also really good. Let's first attack with Awoken Horror and see what happens. I know that they shouldn't have enough damage to kill us next turn, so we shouldn't exactly be worried about that happening. But at the very least, let's attack with Awoken Horror and see what happens. They do jump block, interesting. Sophomore year at college, when you worked as a mudlogger in a swamp, you learned the power of hydration. Yeah, just drinking enough water is so good. Let's play an island for turn. Maybe we can draw something good off of Crackers. And then, now they have to deal with both of these. That is something good off of Crackers. And I always have to remind everybody that when I call Crackling Drake Crackers, nobody can stop me because I want to call him Crackers. He looks like a Crackers to me. I would love a pet dragon named Crackers. What good. Stupid Wawa meme is such... It's such a dumb meme. I hate it. Yeah, that does sound like a really tough job. Like, literally just in the dirt, or like in the mud, logging. That doesn't sound fun at all. I thought you were too tired. Hello? Oh my god, they just came on to say Wawa and then left. I think Tome Scour is not that good in this matchup. And I think probably... Huh. I know this is really good, this is really good, this is really good, this is really good. And I'm not sure if Crackling Drake is that good. Although it kind of just won us the game. Stormwing Entity is pretty good as a blocker. Finale, I promise, costs too much, but it's able to recur removal, so I like it in that way. This is hard. Maybe just another Tome Scour. Been a little bit disappointed with that card. Categorize sediment and soil samples in an archaeological dig site. Huh. That's... I'm not gonna say it sounds fun because it doesn't, but it sounds interesting at the very least. Um, Gifting a set. Can't get past the first badge. Oh yeah, that's cool. Ooh, this has no lands. We're not gonna keep it. Even though, if it had lands, it would be pretty good. Maybe a land in place of, like, these two cards. Ooh, this has hardly any lands. We're still gonna keep it. Probably bottom this treasure cruise. We're on the draw, though, so we could probably find the lands that we need. And we also have a crash, though. Oh, that's terrifying. A second. If they play their cards right, play their cards right, they can generally just prevent that from ever dying. It's just so important for us that we use that crash to find a land that we have to cast it this turn. We can lightning axe it later. But lightning axe is really good to have here. Don't exactly know what we're pitching to it, but it's good to have. So let's see. We have, so we're at a crossroads here. No, we're not, actually. I think we're just always Is It Charming Stram. I was thinking that maybe if we cast a 1-mana spell this turn, we could cast Stormwing Entity. No, that's a turn 3 thing. So I think almost always we're Is It Charming Stram. Alternatively, we could save Is It Charm to hit land drops, but I don't think we're ever winning if we do that. So I think we're going to use it to deal 2 damage to target creature. And hit it for 2. I think that's going to be end of that turn. People who just got here don't know the Teferi command. Oh my god. Ace, why'd you tell them if they didn't know? Their SRAM is annoying. And they put in a Godless Shrine tapped, which is good news for us. Means that their auras are like 2 mana. Alright, land on top, please. That's not a land. Although it isn't that bad. Let's see. If we Tome Scour, that's 6 cards in the yard, so we can then Treasure Cruise and then like Lightning Axe. If we hit an Arclight Phoenix, that makes that pretty good. Odds are we're finding a land off of Treasure Cruise. If we're not, it sucks to be us. That's an Arclight Phoenix in the yard. Now let's just hit a land off of this Treasure Cruise. So blue, and then do that. Then use that blue. Alright. And wow. This is pretty good. I'm kind of happy with this. Now, do we Arclight, or do we Lightning Axe the favorite Hoplite or the SRAM? I think the Hoplite. Cast additional cost discard. A red. Discard Arclight Phoenix. Let's attack with our burnt birds. That felt pretty good. Now we need a way to kill SRAM, and we need it soon. But I think we should be able to get that. Because we have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, we just need to actually make it big enough. Griff Spoon is annoying, but not that influential. Let's see if they cast another. Okay. I'm worried mostly about Karametra's Blessing. All that glitters. Ouch. How much is that hitting for? Okay, 7. That's fine. So our life total definitely is going down, and we definitely need to kill that SRAM. But I think we should be able to do it. How are we doing this specifically? Let's see. We need to, because we can also block and then also cast on there. I think that maybe they're specifically playing around Lightning Axe and might still have a Karametra's Blessing, so we can't count that out. But I think what we want to do here is tap a colorless and a blue, just strategic planning, doing whatever we can to put as many instants and sorcerers in the yard. That's a bit awkward, even though that isn't Arclight Phoenix. Now, what can we do here? We're always taking the steam vents, so let's do that. And do we shock it in? Because I don't think they have any way to make their SRAM unblockable. Let me check a list real quick. They technically do, because if they top deck an Ulceate of Life's Bounty, that kills us. Because they give it protection from red, and then swing on through. So given that, I actually think our best chance to live is to cast Stormwing Entity. We will pay 2 life, and we will play Storming Entity and Scry 2. And the Scry 2 is going to help us fix our draws. This is really important. Okay. Now, I don't think we want Thing in the Ice because it's going to take too long. Do we want IZZET Charm? I think we already have one. There's a lot better things that we can draw, and I think on average we have a better draw than that. We're not going to attack with any Arclight Phoenixes, and we're going to pass the turn. Now they can kind of go off, but we can also block, which is important. So they cartouche. Now, the real worry would be SRAM getting lifelink for some reason. Okay, that's a Hateful Eidolon. That's a tapped Godless Shrine. That's a Rest in Peace. Ouch. That turns off Blitz. Completely. Huh. Well, we need to block. Because we're dead otherwise, and that Arclight Phoenix is never coming back. That's okay. Let's see what we can do. Well, that's a dead card. Any borrowers in the deck? Nope. Not exactly certain they're going to help right now. I swapped it for Crackling Drake. So let's draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Blue, red. And at least we get Prowess. We can Island Anger of the Gods. That doesn't seem very good. We might just want to go to the next game. That would suck. Yeah, that Rest in Peace hurts a lot. Papa Crackers can save us. Yeah, Papa Crackers hopefully will save us. We have 2 more chump blocks in SRAM. And I think no, I don't want to Anger the Gods here. That'll kill Arclight Phoenix, and we don't want that to happen. Sad that we can't cast Crackling Drake here. Otherwise that would help us a ton. Alright. Ace, did you read the card? Reading the card explains the card. Counts the ones you own in exile. It was literally something I mentioned during the deck tech. Can't believe you, Ace. Okay, so they're splitting their power. That's terrifying. Ooh. Alright, cool. We have to block both of those. Chump blocks. Oh. They're leaving that back. Interesting. Well, let's chump block. The unreasonably large SRAM senior edificer. Um, okay. Just tapped Spire Bluff Canal. That sucks. Blue, and then because if we play Crackers, then can block like there, chump block there. We get hit for 3. So we're not dead. We're just, you know, dead. Let's draw a card. Hopefully it's something good. Finale, I promise. Nice. Oh. Let's hope that the Auras deck doesn't have any more Auras. Because if it does, I'm pretty sure we're just done. And then they can give protection from blue. Yep, that does it. Alright. Let's go to game 3. Is there anything we want specifically for this game? I don't think there is. This looks good. Just run it back like this. Yeah, go ahead and do that, Ace. Alright. Hopefully we can do better in game 3. They pretty much just had everything that they needed, and a bunch of early SRAMs. I still think we arguably did everything we could. Maybe we could have killed that early SRAM. I don't know. I'll probably watch back this game afterward, and see what I did wrong. Wonder how many rest in pieces they run. So we definitely would have been able to win that game if it weren't for that. We'd be able to string together cantrips and keep making jump blockers. Interesting. Thing in the ice is really powerful here. Enough so that with like the Lightning Axe Arclight Phoenix combination, the card selection off opt, makes me want to keep this. So we'll Spire Bluff Canal and go. A Plains Alciad. That's not that scary. If it was like a favorite Hoplite, it would be. It's opt. Yikes, that is awkward. That is really awkward. 2 draw steps to find a land. I think I'm right to do that. Ouch. Yeah, that might have not been the best idea. We could either Lightning Axe or Crash Through. I think Crash Through is slightly better. Alright. Now we can keep up Lightning Axe. Seems pretty good. If they play like SRAM, then we're gonna Lightning Axe that on site. I swing in for 1. We'll take it. Oh no. You're deleting the truth, Ace. Favorite Hoplite. Let's at least make him sacrifice Alciad. Let's just use our mana really efficiently. They let it happen. That's really interesting. Mountain is a very good draw. In this case, let's just pretend we have something and play Thing in the Ice. And pass the turn. And when I say pretend we have something, I mean tap our lands like this, so that I can pretend like we have another blue or some blue spell to use. Yikes! Fatal Push really sucks there. Although Finale, I promise, is definitely going to help us. I think this card's really good. SRAM. Yeah, that needs to die. Put a Griff Spoon on it. Oh no, on the Alciad. Interesting. So this Finale, I promise, will bring back an Arclight Phoenix. Right. We just target opt, or no, it'd be Crash Through and Lightning Axe. discard Crash Through. I think that's the best thing to do. Or no, it'd be discard IZZET Charm. Because Crash Through is a 1-mana cantrip that's going to let us bring Phoenixes back. Let's do red, red, red. Finale. Target, target. And then pay this mana. Don't draw a land, which is a bit annoying, but it's fine. Because we're able to play our Arclight Phoenix now. There's an argument to leave that back. I didn't really wanna. We play a Thing in the Ice next turn, which is really gonna help. If they have another SRAM into Aura, there's nothing we could do about it. Cartouche, okay. Alright, you're gonna hit us for 3. They might be holding up another Fatal Push, although I think we just have to play into it. There's no real other option that we could do. So, let's see what they play. Tap Concealed Courtyard. Huh, that's really interesting. I would probably want to make them play things out a little bit more. So let's play Thing in the Ice. And then maybe play that Anger of the Gods after we like block with an Arclight Phoenix. We'll remove a counter off of Thing in the Ice. Lightning Axe isn't the absolute best draw, at least not before we use Arclight Phoenix, but we'll see. They're likely just gonna Fatal Push Thing in the Ice. Yep. There's an error deleting the command. What's going on? It won't delete that one. Yeah, it wants that one to stay in. So we will block with White Phoenix. Just to get it in the graveyard so it's safe from this Anger of the Gods. I wonder what they're holding up. They do have one card still in their hands. Might be... Oh, they're using them. Oh, they put Loris into their hands. So we're at a bit of a crossroads here. I think we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the yard. So I think we want a strategic planning, treasure cruise, play a land, then we'll have lightning axe, and then we Anger of the Gods next turn. Because they will be able to play like Loris, SRAM, and then we blow them out. That seems like the best course of action. Because right now we don't actually want to bring back the birds. That's the one land that we don't want. I think we want opt. So we specifically need an untapped land for this to work. Let's hope we get that. So, or it can't be an island either. Right. That sucks. Nothing we could really do about it though. But yeah, if they go land is a bit worrying. So they'll attack in, and they play Loris, bring back SRAM, or bring back Favorite Hoplite. I don't know what the second card in their hand is. Or are they not going to play into the Lightning Axe? Or not the lightning axe, but the anger of the gods. Okay, so they play Luris. Hands are less cluttered now? Nice. Bring back SRAM. What next? That's it. Alright. I think we just anger of the gods. Hopefully we blow them out. This is like a Karametra's blessing, that would suck. Then they're at the mercy of the top. Yep, so they are now at the mercy of the top of their deck. Let's go. Alright. SRAM, this better not be another aura. Or spoon. Alright. We can lightning axe that. Strategic planning. Okay. So generally in this deck you want to start off with your cantrips. So let's opt. We can strategic planning if we find a land or an untapped land off of the opt. Didn't sacrifice IZZET to protect Luris. Oh yeah, that would have been pretty good for him. They definitely should have done that. We'll put that on top and draw it. We'll play it, and then we will. I don't think you're missing something. I think they just misplayed. Although Luris wouldn't have done all that much. It would have done a little bit, but still. It would have done enough for that to be worth it, though. Just because we did exile the graveyard. Strategic planning. I think we just want to grab Tome Scour. And then discard a card, target, pay a red, discard Arclight Phoenix. And then hit that for 5 damage. Bring back our birds. Ka. And attack you for 6. They can't play anything hasty, and we have Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, so I'm feeling pretty good about our odds. Favorite Hoplite. Okay. What do they have? Oh, Griffspoon? Yep, that's fine. We're just gonna exile your favorite Hoplite. We're still gonna exile your favorite Hoplite. And then we can also just kill Alciad. Seems pretty good. If we hit an untapped land off of Treasure Cruise, then we can do like 3 things. So I think first we're gonna Treasure Cruise. Although we need to keep at least 2 instants and sorceries in the yard for Treasure Cruise to work. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there would be exactly enough left in there. So we'd be absolutely fine. So let's start off by Treasure Cruising. We'll pay blue, and then first exile Steam Vents, and then do Crash Through, Treasure Cruise, Anger, Opt, Strategic Planning, and Tome Scour. And then draw 3 cards. Now we can shock in the Steam Vents and remove their board. Or alternatively, we can like only kill favorite Hoplite. And then like IZZET Charm and pitch Arclight Phoenix. That seems pretty good. I actually like the Arclight Phoenix plan a little bit better. So let's add blue, let's add red, and let's IZZET Charm, draw 2, discard 2. Discard Arclight Phoenix, discard, I think, Tome Scour, and let's blitz that. Blue red. And then bring back a bird. And attack with all 3 of these. Has to turn to them. Not exactly sure what they could use here. Griffspoon, okay. What do they have in their hands? I'm wondering. Well, this game's really showing the power of Griff Spoon. It seems like a pretty powerful card. It's a land. Alright. I'm not upset about that one at all. So I think we're always playing this Shivan Wraith. And we can like IZZET Charm and kill that. And I think that's I think we want to play conservatively here. We could like Treasure Cruise, although that exiles too much of our graveyard that I don't really like that. So I think we IZZET Charm Storming Entity. Blue, red. 2 damage. And I think this is really showing just how powerful IZZET Charm is. The fact that it's able to do an impression of shock is just really, really important. Colorless blue. Scry 2. Alright, nice. I think top IZZET Charm, bottom that. Maybe that was wrong because we can just use Finalia Promise to bring back IZZET Charm. Yeah, that's probably right. Okay, bring him down to 5. Draw. And Hateful Eidolon, and that's game. That's pretty exciting. I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. We've got a puppy in the room now. I put my headphones on. Alright, I'm back with a Labrador Retriever. His name's Bowser. Hey, you gotta say you gotta say hi. It's the law, Bowser. Hey, no. No popcorn. No. Hey. Hey, you gotta say hi. Yeah, you do. Uh-huh. It's important. It's important to me. Alright. What's up, Calicate? How you doing? Playing some Arclight Phoenix in a Pioneer. Got emotes, got affiliate. I'm doing pretty good since last saw you in the stream. You hiding under the bed, Bowser? Hey. Hey. So yeah, that last game was pretty fun. It got pretty close toward the end. Showed that some of like the key players in the deck, just how strong Arclight Phoenix actually is when you have the correct enablers, and I think that we do. Definitely showed how strong Treasure Cruise was. That is not an okay Magic card. Stormwing Entity felt really underwhelming. Izzet Charm way overperforms. I am loving this card now. Maybe it was just specifically against that deck, but the fact that it can act as like a spell pierce against control is also really, really good. I'm loving that card. Tome Scour felt underwhelming. Strategic planning was great, as always. Blitz felt like you had to put a little too much in it, but still to where it's worth it to have it in the deck. Definitely gonna be on play. Like to start a position to make MTGO not a spreadsheet. I would require changing a lot of the fundamental architecture, and I'm not sure how possible that is. I would love if Magic Online was not a spreadsheet, but it has the best monetization model. I absolutely despise how Magic Arena is run. That gamification of or Zavoras again. Oh no 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 no! Oh, we are cool. Well, turn one thing in the ice should hopefully make them a little scared. Arclight Phoenix is good, but we just don't have a discard outlet. No, it would help if it's not a spreadsheet, but it's better than Arena at this point. I think Arena sucks. The economy is terrible, it's unhealthy, and I think the graphics are really nice. That's the one point. No, Fatal Push, don't do that. Okay, that's not Fatal Push. Dodging a bullet here. Okay, white for Ethereal Armor. That's terrifying. And that gives it just enough to where it can punch through thing in the ice. Now we're just racing to if I can flip this thing in the ice. Don't play that much Arena anymore. We play Brawl and that's about it. Brawl seems to be pretty healthy, but like maintaining an active like standard collection, it's where you can actually like play Magic. It seems like it's almost impossible. If we find an untapped land off of this opt, then we can cast Storming Entity, which I'm not sure how good that is. I think I might just want to like strategic planning, and then that gives me a slightly higher chance to find an untapped land and then opt. I can always yield. Yikes. Sucks. Hmm. Out of these, Lightning Axe seems like the best since it provides a discard outlet for Arclight Phoenix and is a 1-mana spell. You play standard if you had money to spend in the game. Yeah, but like still, you have to spend so much money on the game compared to anything else. There's no trading at all. Like it's built for paying stupid amounts of money into it and getting digital cards out to where you can barely like where that's what you need to be able to do to compete. And they're doing it because they know they can. Like there's no better strategy game than Magic. Maybe chess. But like that's literally it. Also, it's annoying. Especially because it's making favorite hoplite even stronger. Now, if we're able to have a land in the top 3, and they don't have Fatal Push, we're in pretty good shape. That's a lot of ifs. But I don't think it's that unreasonable. Especially because they haven't shown a Fatal Push yet. Okay, this is probably going to be what decides it. Untapped land off the top. Or in the top 3. No? Actually, we still have a chance. Crash through for an untapped land. Ugh. That sucks. Alright, whatever. Yeah, I'm moving to chess. Never mind. Chess is a better game than Magic the Gathering. This game sucks. Can't believe I'm unironically playing it. It's okay. Let's see if they have Fatal Push or not, because if they do, we're probably just going to go ahead and concede. Oh my god, that command. Okay. Okay. They're putting Luris in their hand? That's probably smart. And they can bring back Ethereal Armor that way. Seems pretty decent. Okay. I mean, we're gonna block Hateful Eidolon. Because I think we want to save as much damage as possible. And the fact that they put Luris in their hands means that they probably don't have a Fatal Push. Okay. Now the question is, do we strategic planning before we do anything else? Because if we hit an untapped land, then we can Lightning Axe Arclight Phoenix, but I don't see really what the upside to that is. Let's crash through. That flips that. Turning everything that they have to their hand. We hope that we have any lands. Okay, so this land definitely works. And we're not going to be, or do we? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, your Wi-Fi hates you? That sucks. So we could like Lightning Axe our own Awoken Horror. And then we can Treasure Cruise to bring back the bird. I feel like that's not what we want to do though. Let's just Storming Entity. Yeah, that seems really good. And then we can scry, hopefully get a land, and hopefully control the board enough to where we can try to win the game. I don't think we want Thing in the Ice. I do think we want Arclight Phoenix though. Now we could just kill them next turn. Let's see what happens. There needs to be... Yeah, there needs to be like an untapped line in the top like 6 or something like that. I'm not doing the exact calculations, but it needs to be something like that, and then we're fine. And the fact that we've actually drawn so many spells has, at this point, I actually do think it actually has increased our probability to draw one. Normally this deck has 19 lands, so we have pretty good odds. They replay Hateful Eidolon, and I know for a fact they have Luris in hands. We need to kill Luris like on site because it brings back Ethereal Armor, which is really, really scary. I think we're generally going to be using Arclight Phoenixes as blockers, because our life total is at 5, which is not a good number to be at versus an aggro deck. Now, what are they playing? You know, land the top 7. Yeah, that's not too improbable. It needs to be any land other than Spire Bluff Canal in the top 7, and even Spire Bluff Canal is not that bad. Did you find more mods for Stardew? No, because then you're going to keep playing Stardew Valley, and that game is not healthy for you. Literally, you got on a call one time, and you said, like, however much of your, like, waking hours... oh, dead weight on what? Makes sense. No, I genuinely think that game's not very healthy for you. Concealed Courtyard for opponent. Now we definitely need to kill SRAM. How do we do it is the question. I think just Lightning Axe. Yeah, 24 of your 36 hours. That's insane. Alright. We're gonna keep taking the risk, because it's a calculated risk. I'm gonna draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. This puts IZZET Charm in our graveyard, which gives exactly enough to Treasure Cruise. Okay, Steam Fence is good. Other things are preferable. So first, let's Treasure Cruise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Making sure not to double away Arclight Phoenix, because that would be a very bad thing. I also think Storming Entity is actually a slightly better blocker than Arclight Phoenix. So we could Shivan Reef. And then we Lightning Axe Ram. That seems pretty good. Force them to block with Hateful Eidolon. Yep, this saves us 1 life in the short term, and I actually think that's a little bit better than actually caring about the long term. A mod that makes huge Stardew mod racially diverse. That's cool. You want to discard a card off of this. Target. Probably discard like Crackling Drake. Trigger Prowess. And we're bringing back 2 Arclight Phoenixes. They have no hasty creatures that I'm aware of. So we win. Cool. Alright. Anger of the Gods seems pretty good in this matchup. Rip Crackers. It's okay. Crackers went to a good cause. Crackers is happy in the countryside now. Let's just do what we did last time. I think that sideboarding generally worked. Let's just run it back. This seems to be a good matchup if we have removal, which isn't something too out of the question to have. It's Personal Spin. Yeah, we're playing IZZET Phoenix. Literally the best. It's the best format. I have the best deck. I have my Arclight Phoenix right here. I have it sleeved, and because I can't play paper right now, I have it taped up above my computer because it's literally my favorite card in the game. The highest, like I think 6-month sub badge is actually just Arclight Phoenix. So of how amazing that card is. And this full league, because I am going to end up playing through this full league, is going to go on YouTube after this, which will be pretty cool. Now we're just waiting for our opponent. Yeah. And the only reason we have this is because of the sponsor I got. Mana Traders and their rental programs letting me have this, so this is really nice. Anybody actually pays for WinRAR. There's a YouTube video I saw about this. I think this is good enough. Yeah. So, we'll draw, play this tapped, and pass the turn. I don't think there's anything better we can do, and I think we just want to conserve life as much as possible against their deck. Although we definitely want a threat. But yeah, so with the WinRAR thing, like individual people, is this just there as like a main board card? Just to have a flying lifelink body? Anyway, like nobody actually pays for it because it's like indefinite trial rare, and that's part of their oh yeah, thank you. That's a very good draw. That's part of their business model. It's like baked in to where now everybody knows what WinRAR is, and it's kind of like the best software for what it does. So now, if companies want it, which because it's the most familiar like zip file thing that or to a lot of people, then they have to pay a full license for all of their employees. So it's actually really good for them. Now, become strategic planning. We generally aren't that worried about wasting some of our 2-mana spells, but we definitely do want to land, and we want to start filling the graveyard for Blitz of the Thunderraptor purposes. We could leave up removal, but I think this is slightly better, especially if we fix no lands there. We could take Tome Scour or Treasure Cruise, because I don't think we want Izzet Charm here. I actually think Tome Scour is slightly better at this point. Do not think we want Treasure Cruise. Just pass the turn. Now, if we draw a land next turn, we can Lightning Axe. I'm starting to get the feeling that this deck might not actually have enough lands. Um, Maybe I'm wrong, and 19 is the perfect amount because we have been winning, and maybe this is just like a bit of either recency bias or just kind of some kind of bias. But I'm starting to feel like the deck doesn't have enough lands, and I could be wrong, but we'll see. Alright. I'm gonna put Sentinel's Eyes on Hushbringer. Now, unless they have an ethereal armor, they have no way to get Hushbringer out of Lightning Axe range. Feels as if you're drawing enough cards that you could afford to add a land. Yeah, and there's enough discard in the deck with like IZZET Charm to where I do think we might want to add a land. Something like another Shivan Reef. Let me see. Because we are playing 4 Sulfur Falls, which seems like a mistake. I don't know. Yeah, I'd totally add one more Shivan Reef to this. Now they probably have that one combat track. Let's see. That might be what they're holding up. But without SRAM, if we start at least... Oh, okay, so they are playing something. Griffspoon on Favored Hoplite. Interesting. I think we're going to worry about Favored Hoplite a little bit more. Because Hushbringer blocks... Or, I don't know how to say that. Whatever. Let's just worry about this turn. I think we're always playing Island, and we're always either opting or Tome Scouring. Let's decide which one that we're going to do. I think we're always crashing through. So let's do that first to get as much information as possible. Draw Sulfur Falls. That's not the worst draw. Now, we can always opt, and Tome Scour is going to stay in our hands. It has the most upside if we cast it now. So let's do that. So we will Tome Scour ourselves. Kind of sucks that we bend a Anchor of the Gods, but that's okay. Something we could do about it. Lightning Axe, discard, target, pay a red. And discard Arclight Phoenix, and we will not be attacking with that Arclight Phoenix. It's going to stay back and block that Hushbringer. I think regardless of whether or not it has more auras on it by the time that we're blocking. Now, the absolute worst thing that they could do is like SRAM, play an aura. Uh-oh. That also kind of sucks. You get a free Mana Trader subscription with a spawn or something. Yeah, they gave me a... they're loaning me cards so that I can show you how good the service is. No. Yeah, no, it's super cool. We don't have a Braid, and honestly, I'm not sure how much I care about that Damping Sphere. I do think we want to set up some of our future draws with strategic planning. I think getting a Treasure Cruise is probably one of the best things that we could have, because doing that would allow us to leverage our graveyard, so that you can actually delve for the costs of Damping Sphere, as far as I'm aware. None of these are terrible. I think I'm going to take Lightning Axe. Yeah, the code to get you 20% off your first month, which is pretty nice. And then I can like Lightning Axe, Pitching Crash Throw for the Hushbringer, but then that doesn't actually bring back a bird. So we're going to value our 1 mana spells a lot here. To be able to bring back an Arclight Phoenix, it's going to require 1 + 2 + 3 mana. So it will require 6 mana. It does kind of suck. I think we're going to want to try to get like a treasure cruise to get value, and to make sure we hit our land drops, something of the sort. We're going to blitz that in response. Hopefully they don't have Karametra's Blessing. That would suck. No, that's not my name. It's just my Magic Online name. I said it a while ago. Oh, duh. Okay, I'm dumb. How much power and toughness does that have? Yikes. It has pro red. Oh, at least for this turn. So we're gonna get hit for 5. Let's attack with Arclight Phoenix as an attempt to Lightning Axe the Hushbringer. Maybe they'll let this happen? I don't know. Oh. Starting to feel like we want to just pick it up. And pick our cards up because of that Damping Sphere. I could be wrong. Let's at least first opt. Try to get a land drop. Dome Scour isn't exactly what we want. Firebluff Canal isn't either, but it also isn't bad at all. I think we probably should have held back that Arclight Phoenix. That would make a lot more sense. See what they have. Tapped Concealed Courtyard. And then they're cracking in for 5. We might want to opt. We can bring back a bird. If we hit a land drop. So that means in the top 4. Thanks for the follow, Jail Marks 420. Or Jarl Marks 420. It's like, wait, Jail Marks? Don't do that. Marks is pretty cool. Oh no, communism. Let's see. So that is a land drop that we're always playing. Then let's opt and try to get a better 1-mana spell than Lightning Axe, or maybe like another bird. So that's probably not that good. Same methodology. You don't see the follow animation? Let me... Yeah. That should fix it. If somebody wants to like unfollow and then follow again, it should work. And let's opt. Blitz the Thunder Raptor is amazing. And we'll bring back an Arclight Phoenix. And pass the turn. We can Blitz Hushbringer next turn. Hopefully they don't have any way to give it pro red and another power. Although they have a lot of ways to do both of those. They put Luris in their hand, right? Let's see. I don't think unfollowing and then following again plays the notification. Oh, I can just test it then. Test widgets, follow. Such a funny gif. No, it should be working now. Because if they have Luris in hand, what they can do is like Luris, bring back Alseid, sacrifice Alseid, give that pro red, but then it doesn't give them the 1 power that they need. They Griff Spoon, interesting. We're still gonna kill it, unless they have specifically Karametra's Blessing, along with Luris in hand, which would suck. One of the longest followers, yeah, that makes sense. Do you lose that little badge if that happens? That would definitely suck. Oh, oops, you did it? Oh, okay. Hey, Archetype Phoenix is objectively just not a bad draw. So it's for subscriptions? I don't know. Oh yeah, it is for subscriptions. Let's see. So I don't think we can play around Karametra's Blessing. Let's try to kill this Hushbringer. And see what happens. Because we're getting... Yeah, okay, cool. That's really good for us. And we're starting to get to the point where... how do I say? Like, we just don't care about mana enough. So where Damping Spray doesn't actually matter that much. Lifelinking they've gotten off of that Hushbringer has really helped them. They're at 33 life, so it's gonna take a while for Quite Phoenixes to bring them down. Hopefully they can, though. What is this, a fatal push? It is. Cool. So we're generally just gonna be the Mercy at the top of our deck. They can bring back, like, a favorite hoplite? Ugh, that sucks. So we don't get priority in time to stop what they're doing from happening, unless they make like some big mistake. But I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they're just gonna bring back like Hoplite or IZZET, which really is gonna help them. But I still like to play this game out. Okay. So I'm gonna let the turn pass to me, just in case I need this lightning axe to like bring a bird back. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. If we hit an untapped land, so we can do like 1, 1, 2. As in like 1 mana spell, 2 mana spell, 1 mana spell. If we hit another land off of this IZZET charm, then we can do 1, 2, 2. So let's first tap this, and IZZET charm. Dealing 2 damage, or draw 2, discard 2. Yeah, we have to do that. IZZET charm is gas here. Okay. That sucks. Huh. Not able to ever trigger, let's see. So if we think in the Ice Lightning Axe, we're not able to bring back birds, which really sucks. But we're not able to Lightning Axe. Shit. I think we just want to pick our cards up. Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. The fact that they can bring back like Griffspoon and all that glitters and put it on one of their things means that I think I'm done with that game. I think our deck is fine. We don't need any alterations, and let's just see what happens. It's been clutch as shock a couple times too. Yeah, IZZET Charm has been very, very good. I really like the card. Wow, they just have so many really good engine cards that I played against this deck when I played Burn, and it is a fundamentally different matchup when I'm playing as a Phoenix, because like you can just like kill all of their things as Burn, and then eventually you'll just kill them. But there's so much less like, how do I say, removal. That's probably a pretty simple thing to explain in this deck, that it's a lot different. Now we just play Thing in the Ice, and they don't actually. So they play generally like 3 Fatal Push sideboard. So let's do Thing in the Ice. So they're probably gonna have like 3 Fatal Pushes in their deck. If that, they might sideboard in less. Let's see what happens. Because a Fatal Push right now would suck. Again, let's see what happens before we make any real judgments, but it would be hard to beat. Oh. Huh. That's cool. Could you not do that? Because we're just taking 7 here. Okay. Well, okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit speechless, if you can't tell. Huh, that was fun. Modify a single emote. Oh, you get to like slap things in the emote. That's weird. I'm not sure if I like it. Let's strategic planning. Try to find like an untapped land. Preferably like a basic, so that we can play Sulfur Falls untapped next turn. This isn't that bad. Um, and then we could like tome scour ourselves. We just need a way to deal with this hateful eidolon. Really desperately. Let's just tome scour now. Like I said earlier, it is best in the earlier stages of the game. I just really don't want to have to chump block with this thing in the ice next turn, and I know that we might have to, if we want to survive. Because I don't see how we're winning the game if we do that. You downloaded the Santifier software. It lets you permanently delete files. What does that mean? Don't you already permanently delete files when you, like, delete them? You permanently deleted your whole downloads. What antivirus software is it? This is terrifying, by the way. I hate this. I absolutely hate this hateful eidolon, ethereal armor bullshit. Saving up for VOD review? Yeah, I'll review your VOD for you. I'm gonna tell you what you did wrong, because I'm the best Magic player to have ever lived. It's called WebRoot. You don't know when you got it? Huh. You need them for blackmail purposes? I'm not vaping, I'm just like worried. Okay. We're still in this. Oh yeah, I need to make that Hattie Point reward. We're taking 12. And they're going up to a lot, 36 specifically. But we are still in this. All right. Yeah, well, let's go thing in the ice. I think we want to Finale of Promise. This will be our sorcery. That will be our instant. So we just Finale of Promise X equals 2. I think that's the best thing that we can do. Islands. Red, red, red. Let's Finale. Target. Target. Or, yeah, no, I think this is the best way to do it. Done. Yikes. I'm at 1 life. I know they don't have any ways to get haste, but it's still terrifying. And I think we draw 2, discard 2. Because, yeah, the thing in the ice triggers will go in the stack like that, and we won't be able to actually shock any of their things. Alright, let's see what happens. Alright, let's do that. Let's discard that, and probably that, because we can just get lands off of Treasure Cruise. Scary thing is giving protection through for 1. Yeah, they just don't have any haste, and generally we're able to get removal because of how much card draw we have. But we need to just kill them quick. At least hopefully. Huh, this feels like... Oh, this is peak Magic. You know? there's that like 1 copy pasta. Hopefully a 3-turn clock. Maybe even more. I don't know. Yeah. It's all about having removal. I think that's what this is entirely about. And this Alseid is terrifying, and we need to kill it right now. Bird go bonk. I hope the bird go bonk, because Okay. Okay. That hurts. That hurts a lot. Okay, that makes things slightly better. Opponent not drawing lines is actually good. This is true. Island, mountain, like Sulphur Falls, Spiral Bluff Canal, Steam Vents, and then we'll pay a blue, and we can like finale X equals 3 later to bring back Anger of the Gods. Let's exile Thing of the Ace. And cast Treasure Cruise. Wow, that Anger of the Gods I know is going to help us a ton. I think we need Crackling Drake to be able to help us with a few things. Now, if they like Alciad, because we can't take the chance that they have another Alciad. Otherwise, oh, do not suicide. True, thank you. Because we can do that. Cool. Good to know. So we Shivan Reef. Add that Stormwing entity. And then I think we Lightning Axe the Alciad, pitch, Crash Throw. Let's see what we have on the top of our deck, though. These are both really good. Except I actually don't think we want that. I do think we definitely want an Opt. An Opt is always good in this deck. Now, I think we want to... No, I don't think we want to let them untap. So let's discard a card, target, pay a red, and discard Crash Throw. And the Storming entity, especially just because it has prowess, is going to provide us an amazing threat. Yeah, that would have been really funny if I suicided right there. Ace wouldn't have been. Although Anger of the Gods just kills our Arclight Phoenixes. And that's not good at all. But it might be what we have to do. Let's opt. Put that on bottom because we're starting to get choked on mana. Youch. Oh, okay, yeah. It was just a quick glance, okay? I won't do it again, I promise. Well, I think we're saying bye-bye to Arclight Phoenix because we need to kill this Hateful Eidolon. This is 6 plus 4. So yeah, we're saying bye-bye to our Phoenixes. You'll always be loved. We need to string together, like, hardly any spells. We'll do this, but I think this is the only way that we're winning. I'm sorry. No. No. The one time I didn't play. Again, I didn't. This entire time before this, I have been specifically. I've been anticipating a Karametra's Blessing, and the single time that I don't, the single time I don't play around it, that's the one that I lose. Ouch. Alright. Hopefully we can still go 4-1. We still have a possibility of that one happening. Let's queue up again. That was pretty brutal. Ouch. That just sucks. No, I did what I had to, because then if we string together 2 spells, we would have won next game or next turn. That was their 1 out. They had such a good start. That was a good game though. It was fun. I still think we played as best as we possibly could. We're still 2-1. That's not something to be upset about. Whew. Alright. Playing Anger before combat is a losing move. Yeah, you never want to do that. Yeah, keep. Wow. It has two things in the ice. Not amazing mana, but not bad mana, and the Tome Scar Treasure Cruise combo. I'm not upset with this at all. The only thing that it doesn't have is like card draw. Steam Vents. Shocking it in. It's probably to play like an opt. I don't think there's any 1-mana counters in this format, so let's not play around them because I don't think they exist. Thing in the ice. Go. Is this a IZZET Phoenix versus IZZET Phoenix matchup? Maybe. Let's see. Alright, they opt. That's the wrong art. Opt art. Crap, I forgot. What opt art do we have? My favorite's the Teferi one. So I want to make sure I have it. Oh no, they play Forest? This is Team or something. Team or Adventures? I think this is the wrong format, buddy. Oh, I think first step is to opt, because we want to hit that land drop a little more than we want to play our second. Every time you say "Is it Phoenix," I think you're saying "Is it Phoenix?" Oh my god. He is playing standard and not using Uro. I don't know if he's using Uro or not. Oh, not hitting land drops, unfortunate. It's even more wanting me to put more lands in the stack. Curse you, Shell, not putting enough lands in your Phoenix stack. Grr. Stomping Grounds. Yeah, this just looks like a standard deck right here. Y'all, he's playing standard. Alright. Chivalry helps a lot. If they had an actual creature, then we could attempt to flip Thing in the Ice. I think we want to like strategic planning Tome Scour ourselves. Seems like a good plan. We could also play another Thing in the Ice. I don't want to put ourselves up to any board wipes. A couple months we played Magic, Phoenix Wright, and Valorant, all of which have Phoenix in them. Whew. Yeah, I love that. That's pretty cool. We're taking 1 damage from like Shivan Reef. Let's see. Yeah, I think that Tome Scour plan's pretty good. We could also play another Thing in the Ice in Tome Scour. Actually no, I like that plan a lot more. Puts a ton of pressure on them, and they haven't had removal for the Thing in the Ice before, so don't think they are going to now. Because they played Lucky Clover in turn 2, and last turn they could have like Bone Crusher Gianted. The chances of them having a removal for either of these are really low, and starting to take these both down now is really good. He represents double bounce or double giant burn. He does, or they do, but like they would have used it earlier, I'd imagine. Doesn't Clover usually not play opt? I don't know, let me check. I don't know what's going on here at all. Teamer Adventures. Let's see. You're right. Clover does not normally play ops. That is odd. Wait, that doesn't put it on tapped? That's insane. Okay. It'd be like Phoenixes. It's a pretty cool thing. Huh. I didn't know Fertile or Beanstalk Giant was so good. Yeah, they could just bounce. That would suck. That's a pretty good draw. Phoenixes. Oh, this argument like literally crops up everywhere. It's actually pretty dumb. Like, it doesn't really matter what it is, right? Uh-oh. I think we're taking another treasure cruise. I really wanted that land drop to be able to do some stuff. Let's see. I think we are treasure cruising. Clover might not be playable if being stuck put lands untapped. It would be a ton worse. Yeah, I haven't played standard since like the bannings, so I wouldn't know. I don't like standard, and although I might like it more now that the problem card is gone. If they have a bounce spell, they are probably going to use it now. Or not now, but soon. We've cast. What have we cast this turn? I know if we like Lightning Axe or Own Awoken Horror, that'd be good. Hearthstone Battlegrounds. I haven't, but or no, I've played a little bit of it. I'm not sure I like it. Whatever. I'm not gonna count spells. Hopefully this is enough. Um, if it is, it wins the game. And no, I've checked it out. It seems like a fun enough game. I wouldn't fault anybody for liking it. The numbers, all too common, seem really unwieldy for me. Like very normally, to be able to scale in the late game, you need to get your entire team to this extreme high amount of power that I don't like keeping track of. Okay, they did have double bounce. That's okay. Still, like, we're still doing stupid things. What we're doing is still absolutely broken. We're hitting them for 6 damage like this, and having these really good threats. Now, depends on what they're gonna play next. How we're gonna respond. Huh. Sure? Creature? Or no, that's the sorcery. So what are they doing? So it's enter the infinite, okay. Sure. Now what can they do? They have no mana. What is this? I've never played against Possibility Storm before. Okay. They Stonecoil Serpent. There's no cards in your library. Or there is. There's Borborygmos Enraged. Sure. It needs haste. You have no mana. Or you discard your entire hand and... Oh, okay. And then you have enough lands to kill me. Okay. Huh. Okay, so it's that. I think we want Mystical Disputes, just maybe. Yeah, that's pretty spice. I also think we want Disdainful Strokes. Um, I think maybe trim a Blitz. It doesn't matter which. Cool. That means I don't have to worry about it. Aether Gust might also be good. Maybe trim a Mystical Dispute if we're putting in Aether Gust. Although I actually think Aether Gust probably just sucks. Yeah, it seems pretty interesting, their deck. I think Storming Entity isn't very good. Crackling Drake isn't either. I think we want to stick to our main threats here. Crash Through isn't that good. I think Lightning Axe is, because their backup plan. They don't have Rest in Peace, so we don't have to worry about that, nor do they have like Leyline of the Void. Maybe take out a Tome Scour. What else do we take out? We go draft? Okay, have fun drafting. I think we take out maybe like a strategic planning. Yeah, this looks good. I don't want to take out any more Izzet Charms, or any Izzet Charms at all, because I don't want to not have enough discard outlets. This seems like a pretty crappy hand. This seems like a really good hand. Now, what do we want to bottom? I think... probably a land, since we have strategic planning. Let's bottom Steam Vents. We could have also bottomed Island, but I also don't think we want to be doing that. No, we should have. That would have been smart, because then we could have bottom Island and then played like turn 1 tapped Steam Vents. But let's just do it like this. These counters in hand are just really important. If we can get a single threat in play and then just use our counters, then we'll be in a real good shape. Okay, Steam Vents tapped. We could leave mana up, but I think I just want a strategic planning here, just to smooth out our draws a little bit. That Clover, I feel like he's kind of in bad shape, I guess you meant. Let's grab an island. Yeah, that is what you meant. So that strategic planning was a correct decision there. Now, if we can draw a 1-mana, there's the Lucky Clover. Couldn't have done anything about it though, so it's whatever. We have no way to cast Stormwing Entity, so let's just play an island and pass. Okay. Sulfur Falls. Guess they're just keeping up like removal. So let's see. Possibility Storm. So Possibility Storm costs 5, so they can't use it right now. So we don't have to be worried about it. I think it's slightly better to get this strat in play. Off to a much better start than we are. That's definitely true. Just play an attack with the Sarklight Phoenix. If they kill it, then we can just bring it back later. Now we're always going to be keeping up these counter spells after this turn. What are they? Okay, it's more likely they'll play with 6 available total mana. It makes sense. Let's see why they do that. Fog. And what else? Void Snare. I mean, both of those are just tempo cards, and that means in the long run we'll have the card advantage. What did I say? Advantage. Yeah, card advantage, that makes sense. They'll probably just Void Snare thing in the ice, but getting 2 threats in play is always good. If they Void Snare Arclight Phoenix, they're in bad shape. If they Void Snare thing in the ice, Arclight Phoenix is just beating them down. So I think either way, we're in a pretty solid spot. Fae is a decent blocker to Phoenix, it definitely is. But if they take their entire turn playing Fae of Wishes, or not their entire turn, it's only part of their turn. Yep, I guess we'll just let Fae resolve. If they try to do anything after this, we can Mystical Dispute it pretty easily. Or they just pass to our turn. Okay. Thing in the ice is interesting. I think we just play it. Same plan as last turn. Alright. Pass the turn. Not sure how good this matchup feels. So far, I'm not really happy about it. Now, if they Possibility Storm, then we can counter the Enter the Infinite they get off of it. Or we can just try to Disdainful Stroke the actual Possibility Storm. So they're going to Granted and then copy Granted. This is a lot of card advantage that they're getting, and I definitely could Disdainful Stroke one of them. I feel like I might want to do that. Let's let this first one resolve, and then we can Disdainful Stroke the other one unless they're looking for a specific combination of cards here. Okay. Negate. Okay. I'm just trying to get counters off of these things. These things. I'm funny. Then this also prevents them from having another Fae, which is still a good blocker in case we get like another Phoenix or something. They shock in a Steam Vent, so now they have Void Snare available to them. Doesn't seem like that good of a deck, but it seems like a really hard matchup. I think we want a Lightning Axe, pitch Stormwing Entity. And then see what happens. Because then we could like... Because then they negate, and then we Mystical Dispute, hold priority, negate. Yeah, let's do that. Because then it just kills them. But in this case, I think they're letting the lightning axe happen. So they are. Okay. It's a bit yikes. Now we're not able to declare blockers with or declare attacker with a thing in the ice, which sucks. Um, let's see what happened. I feel like I say that way too much. I'll try to like speculate on what's gonna happen, and then I correct myself and say, hey, there's like a lot of things that could happen here, and I don't want to specifically try to zone in on one thing. I did forget they had a fog, which is going to prevent things. He has possibility mana with negate back up now. Yeah, that's pretty good, but then he can't fog us, and we have two mystical disputes in hand, so I'm not really that worried. Because if he like possibility storms, then we still kill next turn. That is, because if he tries to negate, then okay, void snare, arclight phoenix. Don't want to fight over that. I think okay. Opt is interesting. We don't want to use it now though. Let's pass the turn. We always have to remember there is an Arclight Phoenix in the yard. Ouch. I think we just have to let this one resolve. We can't fight over it, because if we do, we're left without enough mana. Although they only went +2 to mana here, at least in the short term. I think that might matter a little bit more. I don't know. Because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana available to them. So let's opt. I think we're always doing this here. We want to use our mana really efficiently because we're a little bit choked on it. Not to the point where we actually want like lands more than like 2 mana spells. I think IZZET Charm's very good here. Let's draw it. Now we know that they've used Void Snare, so we can X that out. We don't know what else they have in hand, but the fact that we have at least one Mystical Dispute backup means that I think I want to IZZET Charm. That's a mistake. And then do the thing in the ice thing. I think that they're going to assume that they're safe because they have fog. Although we can mystical dispute fogs. We don't know how much counter backup they have though. Finale of Promise is pretty good. We're going to bin the Arclight Phoenix, the Tome Scour. Now if they cast Fog, we're just kind of screwed. So they have at least one turn. I don't think we want Tome Scour here though. Let's attack with both of our Awoken Horrors and just leverage our counter magic backup. So they fog. We can't do anything about that, so we're going to let it happen. And then pass the turn. They cast Possibility Storm. Disdainful Stroke. So we should win Counter Wars. Let's Disdainful Stroke. Let's Mystical Dispute negate. They're mismatching for Ugh. I don't like that. There's this one guy I know, where he had a goblins deck. I think it was Pioneer Goblins. And okay. I think we can beat that. And every single card in it was, or every single basic land in it was mismatched. Every single one. None of them matched. It was beautiful. I loved it. Let's say. So if we have another Arclight Phoenix in the bin, then we can win. I like that rhyme. So that could be a sorcery. This seems like a better sorcery. No, this is a better sorcery. So let's Finale I Promise X equals 2. Let's target, let's see. I think, is it Charm? Tome Scour. Yeah. Done. Then let's cast our spells. Target myself. Is it Charm? Or we could just deal 2 damage to target creature. I have 1 less blocker. Yeah, cool. Whew, that was a tough game. I don't think we want to do any more sideboarding. I think we like this. Let's just submit this again. Alright. Tough indeed, yep. Alright, let's see if we can get game 3. That'd be pretty cool. This is a very slim keep. In fact, it has the Tome Scour Treasure Cruise combo, I think is what elevates it. And it has 2 ops, so we can generally get another land. I think all those other lands are not going to be as difficult to get. Sulphur Falls is okay. We want something with basic land types, though, to help that, at least a little bit. Play a tapped Castle Vantress. Means they might not have any more blue mana, which is actually good that they're choked on that. We're going to need to draw our counter spells first, but if we're able to do that, yikes, we don't want that at all. And we're going to be in good shape. Basic lands, or something with basic land types. I just want to say that full thing. So we can just pass. We could Tome Scour ourselves. On blue. Yep. Let's just pass. Yikes. Alright, yeah, you get your turn 2 Lucky Clover. No, this is turn 3. That's okay, that's fine. I'm absolutely fine. Let's just opt. No, I don't think we want another one of those. I think lands are slightly more important. Okay, that's cool too. Let's just play Thing in the Ice. Man, this sucks. And untapped Sulphur Falls. Now they could have a ton of different nonsense going on. Yep, Fertile Footsteps. Copy your Fertile Footsteps. Ouch. We are not in a good position here. At all. That's okay. Another one? Okay, cool. At least they don't have double Bone Crusher Giant Stomp. Over in Standard is super fun to play. I sure hope it is, because I'm not having fun playing against it, and I hope at least my opponent's having fun. This has basic land types. I think... Yeah, it seems like an interesting card. We could Tome Scour, but like if they like Possibility Storm, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3. I think we care about speed slightly more. Let's do that. This turns on Treasure Cruise, at least as a 1 mana spell, and let's pass the turn. Hopefully they play a creature so that we can Lightning Axe it. And hopefully they don't just combo us, because that would really suck. Ouch, this looks like the combo. Possibility Storm, and they cast a creature. Or it wouldn't be a creature, it would be any instant or sorcery. And I assume their deck is built to where the only other thing they have is going to be Enter the Infinite. Then they put Borborygmos on top. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Alright. Hopefully we can at least go 3 and 2. That felt like nonsense. Huh. I'm not sure if they just kind of had it every single time, or if our deck just was like, or if that's what normally happens to their deck, and we just didn't have the interaction necessary to actually deal with it. Not exactly certain which one of those is true. Oh, we're gonna play this last match and do all we can. Did this on the stream. This deck must be more consistent than it looks, since he can tutor things in the sideboard. That's true, but it still costs 4 mana to do that. And he hit the Clover on either turn 2 or turn 3 every single time, which doesn't always happen. I think we want to keep this. Been keeping a lot of one-landers, but I feel like that's okay. Because we can just opt and and try to find our land. It was a maybe I just shouldn't have kept that. Maybe it was just really bad. Is this mono black aggro? Alright, see ya. Let's opt. Yep. We'll definitely keep a land on top. Not complaining at all there. Again, another land, not complaining. We have a pretty good game plan lined up. Gonna kill whatever creature they play next. Vetted pools. Inverter isn't legal anymore, opponent. I don't think we want to cast IZZET Charm. I think we want to wait. Very least, we can opt. Scar actually seems pretty good. I like that a lot, especially with Treasure Cruise. Stormwing Entity. We'll scry 2. We're generally going to be drawing the next one, and then scouring the second one. I'm actually, so I don't think we want Lightning Axe. This seems like an aggro deck, or not an aggro deck. I don't think we want Scour either, so it's just that's the turn. And neither Eliminate nor Fatal Push can kill Stormwing Entity. That's a pretty good draw. Not exactly at this point, but that's okay. Let's Scar ourselves. Prowess. And milk some cards. We could like Treasure Cruise. Although we're just kind of asking for it to be countered. Let's IZZET Charm first. In this case, we won't be able to bring back like a bird if the IZZET Charm gets countered, but I think it's slightly better than getting like a Treasure Cruise countered. Let's at least try to bait it here. Is it any deck playing like Fetid Pools? Drown in the Lock. Can't do anything about that, I don't think. And Treasure Cruise would have played around that. Feels pretty bad. Arclight Phoenix. Let's at least now we can resolve a Treasure Cruise, which is never the worst thing to happen to you. Seven Reef, Thing in the Ice, opt. Let's Stormwing Entity, Thing in the Ice. They have blue mana. Draw 3 cards unless you have like a miscast main deck, which I don't exactly see happening. Spell Pierce main deck. Okay, cool. Finale Promise is nice. Let's bring back an Arclight Phoenix and attack with it. Or forget to. I'm dumb. I misclicked there. Let's hope that doesn't happen again. Let's attack with Arclight Phoenix first, or anything else. Then we could cast like Crackling Drake. So it's likely to get countered. I actually think Finale would probably be good too. But let's, yeah, Crackling. So like it's okay if Crackling Drake gets countered because then that generally means that we're gonna have Finale Promise available to us. Disallow, that's fine. Yeah, so this is just Dimir control. And let's wait for them to do something to our Phoenix before really acting in any other way. I do think we probably want a Tome Scar here. See what we can get in the yard. Might want a Finale Promise. Ooh, okay. That's pretty good. At least a little bit. So I think we Finale Promise, X equals 1. Or we could do X equals 2 and get access to like IZZET Charm. And then like worst comes to worst, we can like Lightning Axe our own Phoenix. Let's grab IZZET Charm. And then cast Tome Scour too. Done. Might not resolve, but we've cast. Yeah, that's fine. An Axe our own Phoenix, pitch a Steam Vents. This is 3 instants or sorceries cast this turn. So we get back 3 Phoenixes, so let's hope we can make it count. Might not have been the best option there, but I still think it was pretty good. Hopefully we won't be 3 damage off of a kill. That would really suck, because could have gotten 3 damage in earlier. Field around, that's fine. Right, we're just generally at the mercy of whatever they have in their hands. There's not much commentary I can do here. Draw? That's an absolutely terrible draw. Nice. So they need removal in their Dimir control deck. I generally don't think that's that difficult. That's fine. Still hitting you for 3. Solemngar's Command is really cool. I like that tech. And it's not really tech, but it's a cool card. Let's play around Cry of the Carnarium. Just pass the turn. So what are they actually like doing other than just being Dimir control? Let's try to cast Arclight Phoenix, I guess. The Carnarium is a sorcery, so they need some other piece of removal. Yeah, you got it. Okay, we'll search up a mountain. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh no. Are we seriously gonna be 3 damage off? Okay. Liliana's Triumph. We'll sacrifice Arclight Phoenix. I think we're gonna want to use that steam vents as like a removal, so or that as discard fodder. So we're gonna keep it in our hands and play it. Now, how are they actually gonna try to win the game? I wonder. Tilt. Whatever. Can't do anything about that. I'm still awaiting a way to win the game from the opponent. We can just bring our phoenixes back at any moment, so alright, opt is good. It's just gonna get countered though. I want to amass a little bit more of like a critical mass in hand before we start using that. I also want to see them commit like a creature to the board, whether it be a token or otherwise. Okay. So I'm guessing that's the way that they're trying to win the game. Sharknado. JVP, okay. We get another cantrip next turn, then we can bring our birds back, which is going to help a lot. Now, okay. Thing in the Ice demands to be responded to immediately. Let's play it. And then we pass the turn because they'll counter our opt if we do anything else. The key is just bringing these Arclight Phoenixes back. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. We're just doing that on our end step. I can't. I have to head out. Okay, see you tomorrow. I get hit for 4. Now, we don't really care about whether our spells resolve. We just need enough spells to cast. So please, something. That's technically something. Let's start off with an opt to see if there's something better than Lightning Axe to cast here. Tome Scour is definitely better than Lightning Axe. Let's Tome Scour ourselves. Would not complain at all about another Arclight Phoenix. Sure. They've made that a telepath unbound now. And let's attempt to Lightning Axe this, discard Steam Vents. Brings back 3 birds. They need to remove 2 of them. Okay, interesting. So that effectively removes 1 of them. And they do have Revolt for Fatal Push. But we win. Cool. Alright. We definitely want Mystical Disputes, all 4 of them. I would imagine we'd want Ox. And these 3 seem pretty good too. Storming Entity is really good. Crackling Drake isn't. I'll trim 2 Thing in the Ices now that we have some of these. We're going to probably expect something like Leyline of the Void. I'm going to trim 2 Tome Scours. Lightning Axe seems terrible. And Blitz of the Thunder Raptor seems so too. We'll put in 2 Lightning Axes. Let's take out these Blitzes because they're worse than our Lightning Axes. And maybe... No, this seems good. I like this. Alright, let's go to game 2. And this looks good. We're definitely going to keep this. little thing in the ice is really nice, and then we're also going to have Saheeli. We have multiple threats so that we can attack them on multiple angles. I'm not upset with this hand at all. Alright. This is a really straightforward plan. We're just planning to play like Thing in the Ice, Saheeli, then start going off. It's not the worst draw. There's probably better things, but not bad at all. Go ahead and pass the turn. They tap Drown Catacombs. So they could like Fatal Push this thing in the ice. Crash Through's a pretty good draw. Cantrips are always nice. We don't have any okay, Mystical Dispute is fine. That indicates that they probably don't have a Fatal Push, which is really nice because we're likely about to resolve another thing in the ice. Tiny Jace, absolutely fine. Lux of Draconis is interesting. I think it's probably better if we play Saheeli right now. Fits into our curve a little bit better. Doesn't matter exactly how we tap. Can go ahead and pass the turn. Alright, it looks like they're looking for like a land drop. Why would you ever discard Kalitas against me? Okay, they thought Seize. Likely just gonna take Thing in the Ice. But we can start making servos off of Saheeli. That's gonna be really good. Yep. They don't have a land drop. Wow, that's really good for us. Let's start off with a Crash Through. Always yield. And Storming Entity seems great here. Right, we'll scry too. Let's see what we can do. I don't think we want either of these. No, let's actually put that on top, and then we'll Steam Vents, pay 2 life, and then pay a blue to Tome Scour ourselves. This allows us, doesn't matter. Always yield. And now what that lets us do is throw those Arclight Phoenixes in the graveyard, or that Arclight Phoenix specifically. And then like next turn, if we draw a land, we could Ox of Agonis. If we draw anything else, then we're still in good shape. They're just using all of their resources right now, it seems, to probably hit land drops. So we're in a very good place. I think generally we have a pretty good matchup against Control just because of the recursion of the Phoenixes, and especially just because of wow, yeah, they're expending an entire Shark Typhoon just to hit that land drop because they know that they need it. Otherwise, we're just gonna absolutely beat them down. Feels pretty bad for the opponent. And... Bad keep. Oh, okay. That feels pretty bad. Now I can do this cool thing. And our servo becomes a storming entity. Hahaha, more birds. And let's just hardcast an Arclight Phoenix and smack in for a lot of damage. And absolutely love that interaction with Saheeli. Well, you got your land. Cling to Dust? No, don't do that. And they gain 3 life off of it too. Is that gonna... Turn into a planeswalker? That'd be pretty good for them. Ouch. It is. Regardless, we have a pretty fearsome board. Gonna recur Cling to Dust. And I guess they're just gonna use it on like Thing in the Ice. Just to gain life. Um hmm. Wicked Lightning Axe. Mystical Dispute our own Lightning Axe. This is just for 2 prowess triggers, but it'll mean like a lot more than that. So I think we should at least try it. So let's choose that. Choose that. Might be dead soon. Oh, it might be dead soon. That actually definitely might be the case. Let's target servo. What's going on? Why can't I do anything? I guess we're gonna cancel. What is this? Are they like conceding? We chose our target. Moto? Hello? Magic Online? What's going on? Let me restart the client. No, What is going on? And it's not even sending it there. Hello? Is my internet dead or something? Let me test this. No, my internet's just fine. Okay, finally. Okay, cool. Discard their triggers on the stack. I'm holding control to keep priority. They haven't had any of their permanents leave the battlefield this turn, so they don't have Revolt for Fatal Push. They're holding priority on this Saheeli, which is a bit weird. We're just gonna Mystical Dispute our own Lightning Axe. Okay. Let's see. Nope. You are definitely dead. Exactly enough. Yep. Alright. I will hopefully edit that bug out. But that was a pretty good league with let's say attack you. With IZZET Phoenix. Pretty happy about that. We got a 3-2. Yeah. Give him our Twitch link. It was the internet. I think I might have just been cutting in and out. All right. Alright, cool. So that'll be out, or that'll be it. I don't think we have enough people to raid, so seems pretty good. Okay, see ya.